Howdy, howdy, folks. Good Wednesday evening. Hello and welcome to Tina Kincannon and Inga Raymond. Once again, thank you for being a channel member. And a seraph at that. And Lopoli Cats, another channel member. Thanks for being here. Shiva Bun Bun, hey, you're a new face in the crowd. Welcome and good to have you here. We've got Forever Fish 14. All the members tonight. Good to have you folks here. Hope you're all having a fine week and a fine evening. Had a pretty productive week. Been working on some more vintage story guide in the evenings. You're making some grilled cheese and tomato soup with who wants some? I'll take that. I am down with that, for sure. Tomato, basil, and a little bit of heavy cream. That's the dream. If you're a grilled cheese person for Fish 14, I have a caprese grilled cheese sandwich that I love. It is absolutely wonderful. It's like you get like a good crusty bread, like a Tuscan or like a rustic Italian loaf. And then I mean it's tomatoes, mozzarella, basil, and pepper, and it is seriously good. So who made a lot of grilled cheese then? You'll be sharing. You're dying before dinner here, low poly cats. Hey there, Keth. Happy you could make it today? Well, I'm happy you could too. Glad to have you. You'll be super jazzed when you hear what we're going to do today. Smithing. Smithers. That's me. I just feel like I should probably think about updating my starting soon and goodbye and BRB screens. I found a way to like do some slight beveling to the text that doesn't take forever to process. APEC, you're early enough for countdown planks. Oh, good to see you again. Good to have you here. And you get an ad right away. The caprese sounds super good. If I make a fancy grilled cheese, I usually go for a Granny Smith apple with a Gouda and brie cheese mix. Huh. And put some prosciutto in it. That sounds really good. It's funny, like, I've done some cooking with like sweet things on my meats, but I don't think about putting it on sandwiches. Now you have me thinking. Apple slice on a sandwich is very good, much agree. Yeah, I usually keep my savory / salty and my sweet things slightly separate, unless it's like a marinade for meat or something. Well, the music is about to die, and we're like 10 seconds away from 8:30. So I vote I bring you all in, if I can. Oh, that's neat. It won't let me. Hang on a second, guys. I don't know why OBS is not obeying my command. Hello? Alright, we did this the hard way, I guess. Alright. That was weird. Okay, well. Hello everyone, my name is Kurazar, and welcome back to Vintage Story Desert Life, where we are picking up right about where we left off. And that is right here. We made some, what are these, bellows, the small bellows. And we are here, we are humbly gathered here today to pump some iron, dude. So, in between last week and this week, I did get a chance to watch somebody make what we're going to make today. We're going to make some windmill hubs, I think. Not windmill, water wheel. Water wheel, small water wheel. A small 4-way iron hub. Now, this says 3 ingots. I've heard tell that it is much easier to start from a plate, which means 4 ingots. 2 plates, so they even mentioned that here. But, well, 2 things. I only have enough ingots here for doing the 3 ingot recipe. So there's that. The second is, I've heard tell they're a nightmare. Yep, and that's what Ingraven is saying. You've heard horror stories about them. Yes, these sound like pure pain. So the plan is, well, originally we were going to make 16 of these to make 8 water wheels. Depending on how bad it is, like we'll do 1, and if that takes us like half an hour to do just 1, then we're going to dramatically reduce the scope of this project. And I may even like hammer some of these out off camera, just because I don't want to do 2 streams in a row of just like this junk. This is not exciting. So yeah, the plan is we're gonna try it. If it's really bad, then we'll just do like a couple, and maybe max out at like 8 total for 4 water wheels, and I would finish it up off stream. And then maybe in the, like what we do is in the, I don't know, probably north and south directions, because south from the temple is pointing toward the water. So maybe north-south we would do water wheels, and then east-west we could make some just decorative windmills and plop them on the sides. In fact, I kind of fully expect that at least 2 of the water wheels are going to be decorative anyway, because we just don't need the power of 4 or 8 water wheels. So maybe we made too many bellows. I don't know. But let's go ahead and get this lit. Let's try this out. Let's just see how much pain we have to endure. I also suspect that we're going to want to just like leave these burning in here. Falthenix, welcome, Falthenix. Honey with a chipotle sauce is good on lots of sandwiches. Kethim says salty and sweet go together as well. Yeah, for anyone who is watching this later, we were discussing the finer details of grilled cheese sandwiches prior to stream. Andrew P, welcome, welcome, welcome. And Kalzamar and Ryugar here as well. Good to see you guys. Now we're using brown coal, and that's going to impact how we do this, because brown coal caps at 600 degrees Celsius. See? We'll go higher. So we got to use the bellows, and every pump will get us about 50 at first. I think you sort of get diminishing returns. Yeah, it's already diminishing. So, and my recommendation is to pump it, wait for the heat to stop rising, and then I think now we can sort of keep pumping, because it's about done by the time we close the bellows. Getting any hotter? 893. There we go. 937. Let's try that. Ow, shoot. Tongs! tongs. Oh, jeez. Okay, so. Oh my goodness. Where is this hub? There you are. Now, we can also add a maximum of 6 worth of iron here at the time, so we're maxed out. Let's go ahead and see how bad this is. Okay. That shouldn't be too bad. It'll be fine. Everyone's just whining. Surely. They're just whining. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's do a bit of that. Yeah, I see why people hate it now. Yep. I see what we're going to run into here. We're going to have to, like, either smush some voxels around and sort of, like, walk them up a lot, or we're going to have to... I don't know. Let's see. We may have to actually, like, poke a hole in the middle just to make it so that we can actually move some of these voxels around. This is cooling down fast, my goodness. Tyrone. Tyrone's been a naughty boy. Bellows, nice. Still need to add handle crafting. But for the bellows? There's now a lovely mod that shows you the temp while looking at the bellows now. That's nice. Alright, so let's also put some more of this in here. Alright. Whoops. Back down. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we were on this side. I'll do one side at a time here. Yeah, I think what we'll do is I'll dedicate like 45 total minutes to this. So at like at what 9:15, if we're not done, then we'll just call it. We're going to flatten this out here. Walk these up. Okay, this is a little crazy, like how fast it's losing heat. This is this is yucky. The amount of heat loss is a little crazy, not gonna lie. Alright, so even those out. Bring those down. Alright, so we're gonna pop this back in a third time. I do appreciate that they didn't keep the super duper loud whooshing of the bellows, or that maybe the large one has that. Snack break. Okay. So what we'll do here is we're just going to split right here in the middle. And then we should be able to do this. Oh no, we can't. I done goofed. I should have split there. Oh, poop. Okay, so this is gonna get a little funky. But I think we can still do it. Do a bit of this. Okay. I see my mistake here. Yeah, I see what I did wrong. This might call for a 4th ingot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a bit of a quandary. If you don't do it exactly right, you are just kind of boned here. That is... Wow. That's so mean. Because you can't walk it up there. What could I do? What could I do? I could maybe do this. Then I could do this. Nope. I could do this. I could then do... No, I don't want to do that. I could walk this up here. Oh, it's too cold now. Naturally. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this needs some fine-tuning. You know you have kids when... Oh, because I said poop. Yeah. I also try not to cuss too much when I'm... Or cuss at all when I'm playing for you guys. I have plenty of parents who like to watch with their kids. Alright, let's give this a whirl. Alright, so... We're going to... I gotta walk it this way after all, yeah. Okay. We're gonna walk these this way. And down. Okay. Yeah, gotta make some room for all these. Okay. Where are we at here? So now I can bring this guy down and go up. Oh, right with him. And then I can start walking this guy right. No? No, I can't. Okay. You know what? For this one, we'll do a 4th ingot. And I'll just, I definitely won't screw up next time. That's the plan. I just won't mess it up. First pancake. You love the blacksmithing minigame, but after 200 hours you've started using Napster. You know what's funny is, so I watch a lot of Alex Steele, he's a YouTube blacksmith, and it's kind of odd that the help hammers in this game can only do, blooms and plates, when in real life, a blacksmith is going to be actively using the helve hammer to, like, actually smith other stuff. So I feel like you should be able to, as long as you're, like, sitting there with the tongs holding it, you should be able to use a helve hammer to make whatever. So there are mods for that, so maybe we'll try those out someday. Yeah, I know the large one didn't make it into the current version of the game. They wanted to, as you said, they wanted to be able to automate it. They didn't have time. All right, you win this time, game. You win this time. So we're 15 minutes in. We have less than half of one water wheel done. Oops, I want to do this. I want to spin you. No, come on. I want to spin you. Place you. There we go. Alright, so down, down, down. Okay. And we split most of the last ingot. Actually, more than the last ingot, because there are enough voxels in 3 ingots to make this. So you're basically wasting an entire ingot to make this when you do it this way. I think the trick is to make sure you sort of smush everything toward the ends as much as you can. And then you can remount the middle. And this isn't very realistic. I feel like what this should be is probably 2 halves, or maybe like make like 2 tubes or 2 halves, and then you forge weld them together with some borax. I think that would make sense, and also would give a use for borax. Alright, so we're gonna try this again. We're going to let this get to 600. Have I seen the concept art for the modular armor? I have. Catham, don't forget to get rid of the 2 voxels in the center of each arm. I think I got it. Grab a few more of these guys. Yeah, I'm a little cautious about the modular armor. I just don't want it to be another needlessly complex system. You know? Not that we're surrounded by them or anything. No, not at all. Also, if we start getting shot at here, I might have to, like, leave. Or maybe I'll just build a dirt wall. Yeah, I did know about the 2 voxels because I've seen a couple of people make them. I watched Nil Hero painstakingly make one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And darn, where is this thing? It likes to hide. Okay, so this part. Because again, in real life, you wouldn't be making a tube and then hammering out the middle. You'd probably be like forge welding a tube together. I've watched Alex Steele do it several times. Maybe that's the secret here as well. Do right and left. And then down. Ah. Go. Almost missed these corners here. Gotta get those done. Oh, it's weird. Go. Middle. Okay. And I guess we should kind of up. Too cold. Okay. Up we go. Need to add half an ingot before I did a boo-boo and need more voxels. Would 1 ingot at a time work better? I don't think so, only because the ingots always go like smack dab in the middle. So the final ingot would end up creating a 3 voxel high stack in the middle anyway. You think Tyron just likes blacksmithing? This way he's making it more complex. Maybe. I think he just likes making pain. He'll be a wonderful devil when he joins us. So here's my new plan. Is we split at the back of the hub here. And if we do that, then this should be cake. If my in my head back of the napkin throw caution to the wind's calculations are correct, then it's just super easy, guys. Yeah, it's just super easy. What are y'all whining about? Okay, so here we go. We split this guy in the back. And then we can bring this down and roll it up. Oh baby, look at that. 3 ingots. This is the way to do it. Is this stupid? Yes, it is still very stupid. Okay, that's 2. 2 pancakes. Alright. Hey, Wobbly Boost! The billows look cool. They look cool indeed. Are they my favorite thing in the world? No. Renegade Fade. Oh, you had the, you commented about the 200 hours of blacksmithing. Yeah. Whew. Well, that's 1 water wheel done. So, yes. I think the plan is that we are going to just make 4 water wheels and put them north and south. And we use those to power our... We'll use probably 2 of them to power our powertrain. And then we'll put windmills east and west. And that will do 2 things. 1, it will make me not go crazy. And 2, it should also do a better job of sort of showing, you know, sort of implementing things that are thematic to the temple. We have water and wind. That is a temple theme, so I feel like it should fit. Pixel Pear, welcome. Second pancake always comes out perfect. It does, Forever 14. You know my struggles. Actually, I've learned that the secret to a perfect first pancake is to get the griddle as hot as you think it needs to be, and then come back in 5 minutes. You just walk away, come back in 5 minutes, and it'll be the actual right temperature. That is my secret. So these, I will say, the first time doing one of these, definitely a pain. Overall, they are a very high amount of work for what you get out of them, although it's nice to be able to get, you know, a source of constant power. But once you know the pattern, it's very easily repeatable. I wouldn't say the same thing about anvil smithing. I think anvils are worse than this. The only reason I think we're going to hate this more is because we're making 8 of these. Yeah, this starts cooling down way too fast. Like it has good hang time, but it's cooling down way too fast for a game. Is it realistic? Maybe, I don't know. Ask Alec for me. But this is, for a game, this is just kind of annoying. Oops, I want to go that other way. Oh well. Gonna get a few more hits in here before it cools down too much. Go, 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 go. No. Okay, in it goes. Hey there, Axum VS. Welcome, first of all. Does it matter if you're outside or not for the cooling? No. The only thing that you have to worry about is water and rain. So make sure that your forge has at least a solid block above it. It just needs to be 1 block directly above it. It doesn't have to be, you know, a larger awning or anything. Rain does not technically blow sideways in this game. Alright. So we're going to get these guys in the middle here. And this guy. And these way. This way. And then we hit the back row. What's nice is about doing this today and learning about it now is that when I finally get around to the Iron Age in the Vintage Story Guide, I'll be able to much more succinctly, hopefully, describe how to, and describe and show how to make this. Okay, 3. That's not bad. I think we're doing all right. A couple more of these on here. Redux is literally an apt description of current Vintage Story. Is it realistic? Yeah. Is it annoying in a game series? A sense? Hell yeah. Yeah, exactly. I thought the secret to good pancakes was a dry pan. Always worked for you, Lord Hubris. So it depends what you want. If you want a sort of buttery, open pancake, then you oil your pan, typically with butter. If you want like a sort of smooth, fluffier pancake, then yeah, you want a dry pan. I do dry pan, but I put a little bit of oil in the pancake batter, and that seems to be the secret. Well, that plus heat. Get your pancake pan really hot first. Also, welcome, Mad Lord Hubris. I just realized that was you. Butter for crepes, yes, yeah. Vift acted, hey, welcome. Any reason to make a steel anvil? What about meteoric iron? Steel anvil, as far as like necessity, no. It's more for, say you did. There is kind of a reason to make a meteoric iron anvil, is that processing meteoric iron is simpler than processing iron. So, like, because you do iron, you have to get the blooms from the bloomery, process those again, blah, 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 blah. With meteoric iron, for whatever reason, you get perfect ingots from the bloomery. So there's that. We may want to take a break here and make a fresh pair of tongs, by the way. I just realized our tongs are actually quite quickly dying. I could make a single pair of steel tongs and never have to worry about tongs again. In fact, I think I'll just do that. I'll do that after this hub here, and we will never need tongs again. Which, like, okay. Again, I get that things wear out in real life. But tongs don't wear out because you pick stuff up. Tongs wear out because you abuse them. Now, wooden tongs, sure. You know, the wood might be getting scorched as you pick up the hot ingots and stuff. In fact, I'm kind of surprised wood tongs work for anything hotter than bronze anyway. But I feel like once you make... Maybe copper tongs aren't the best, but like maybe once you make iron tongs, like they just shouldn't have durability. Just let us have a win here, Tyrone, please. I'm begging you. You can harden the tongs. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can do that. I might have to try that actually. And in fact, I'd do it with fire clay, so that I can get more durability out of him. Not that I really need to, but no. Wait, steel tongs are in the game? Absolutely. You'd expect copper tongs to work hard in real life? Well, they'd continuously be exposed to pretty high levels of heat, so they might keep getting annealed. So they might actually end up softer over time. They'd still work, they just might bend. Good enough. The nice thing about the bellows here is that I get the chance to like take a break and look at chat for a second without really messing up my smithing rhythm. And, you know, splitting a voxel where I really shouldn't have split one. That's never happened to me, though, of course. Yeah. Not at all. Alright, so we gotta split the back row. And I'm saying it out loud, just because I'm making sure that I'm doing the right thing. It's I'm doing the Japanese point and call methodology. Okay, we are halfway there. That's all right. Okay. All right. So tongs, tongs. We're just gonna pop you in there really quickly while I go and get a bit of fire clay. Oh boy. Missed me. Bye. I think we have fire clay down here. Sure. Fire clay. I'll just get like 5. It's fine. I wouldn't mind a barrel. And a snack. That steel will be waiting for us when we get there. It's fine. Hey there, Kiku Disaster. And Pedro Kata. You're catching the most exciting stream. I'm glad you agree. Alright, this is empty. Perfect. Let's also grab this barrel. This is empty. And down we go. Still here. There he is. Hey, buddy. Yeah. My Falcon wants to have a word with you. It's funny. I was talking about how we'd definitely be done with the series before October, November. We may have time for some more pumpkins later this year after all. Kurzar, Pro Vintage Story Blacksmith. Alright, so this is ready for some more heat. I'm also going to hope that this recipe does not require more than one ingot. Plop this guy down here. And bucket. Alright. The bikes are really coming along. You missed a great deal, it seems. Yeah, it's been almost 400 hours now, I think. I want to say 385 or so. All right, 947. That'll do. Tongs. That's shears. Steel tongs. Okay. Ugh. This nonsense. Oh, I have seen a thing where there could be a bug. Items that are finished, but they're not tool heads, like chisels and tongs in this case, sometimes can't actually be quenched because the game considers them finished, so you can't actually put them back in the fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause a lot while I talk because I'm trying to think of what I'm doing here. Sorry. Is I might heat it up before I finish it. I'll check on the actual quenching temperature. Alright, so let's bring up the handbook. Quench. Quenching. Here we go. Maybe it's in our steel? Steel ingot. No? Would it be like quenching temperature? Here we go. So for steel, it's between 815 to 1050. So this is a fine temperature we have. Oops. Thank you, handbook, for doing that to me. It's very close. Alright, so you go back in here. Get you back up. Just an honest question, why 4 water wheels? Well, it was going to be 8. So 4 is, it was a compromise. We are at 9:49, that's perfect. Alright, let's finish this up. So Feltenix was able to quench them after they were finished. Okay, well, we won't have to worry about that in the first place. And I'm only going to do this once, so... Oh, come on. How do I... How do I add... Oh, do I have to add that on the anvil? Nope. I need to cool them first, and then I can put the fire clay on? Offhand. Quenching. Okay, so with or without fire clay. Blah, 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 blah. Does not indicate. Okay. Okay, this is just mean. So okay. So I have to let it cool first. Alright. There. Okay, well. Anyway, we'll keep working on the hubs. And once this cools down, we'll do the thing. 5,000. Yeah, we would literally never need to quench this in the first place, but we're going to. All right, so it's cool it, and then it's cool it, then add the fire clay, then put it in the fire, and then we can quench it. I don't know if I need a larger barrel, but I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, wait, we have water down here. We have water in the toilet. Some people call this thing the toilet, I've seen. Wait. We had a barrel all along. Sheesh. Hey, Sakura Witch. Welcome. Do you need to use iron for water wheels? Yes. You need iron, meteoric iron, or steel. Any of those will do. I recommend iron or meteoric iron, just because that's easier to handle. Process. You can do the first quench without fire clay. Well, I want to do the first quench with fire clay because if you don't do it with fire clay, what happens is it increases the effectiveness. So the damage or the mining speed. Tongues have neither of those, so quenching the first time is just a free 5% chance to break your weapon or your tool. So I'm gonna not do that. What I can do is once it's below the 815 threshold, I can quench it, and it won't actually do the game's quenching process. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. There we are. You normally quench 3 times. I think I might... I'm not going to bother with more than once for the tones, because 5,000 durability is... like... we literally will never need more. We just don't need it. I probably would say... for durability... I think 3 times is probably the limit. In terms of mathematically, whether you gain or are losing material, basically. Because basically, when you quench the first one, you're doing the second one, your total chance of losing your quench, or losing your item, isn't 10%. It's the leftover from the 95% chance you had of succeeding the first time. Math gets weird when you get to probability like that. I didn't do this. Ah, shoot. Alright, right to the ends here. Let's do these real quick. Oop. Oop. No, it's too hard. Okay. The first quench durability is 20%. It's already quite good. Yeah. I don't need an extra 1,000 durability on my tongs. You guys know what's going to happen, right? You guys know what's going to happen is we're going to cool this thing, put the fire clay on it, heat it up, dunk it in the water, and it's going to break. I'm not sure why I was waggling my finger in real life. Okay, I just watched a boathorn spawn in broad daylight from a rift. That is a little ridiculous. Place your bets now. Yeah, anybody got a poly market on that? Okay. Okay, back to work. Yeah, so the chance that you'll still have an item after 2 quenches, let's see, you're shaving off 10% of 95. So 95 minus 9.5 is going to be, it's hard to math and hammer at the same time. It's going to be 85.5. So you have an 85.5% chance that you'll be able to do 2 quenches. And then your third quench, you have a 15% loss chance, unless you're tempering. And the chances go, let's see, 15% of 85.5 is gonna, or 85, yeah, and a half is approximately 8.5 times 2, basically, or times 1.5. So subtract what, 14 from 85, and you're at what, about just over 70% chance. So that's still a good ratio. If you're getting 50% with only a 30% loss in potential tools, that's a good trade-off. It's frustrating if you were to lose it, but yeah. Tyron needs a please explain for broad daylight desert spawning of boathorn. Someone asked, his answer was working as expected. That's kind of gross. Do they... Is it that boathorn and shivers aren't drifters, so they don't follow the drifter spawning rules? Ingraven has lost every item with 3 quenches. And that's with tempering? Yikes. Crater Coddle lost 2 brand new pickaxes on the first quench in a roll. Wow. Your first 2 iron tools? Oh, that hurts. Alright, so we are at the 45-minute mark, but I'm feeling good about this. So we're gonna finish up the 4 that we're gonna do. The 8 of these and the 4 water wheels. And then we're going to kind of pack up and go back to the temple and put these away because we can't work with them yet. We need to design the system that will hold the water wheels and allow water to flow around them. If I did all 16 of these, we would be here until basically 10 o'clock, maybe even beyond. So we will do 4 water wheels. That's kind of the final decision here. And then we'll do 4 windmills. Hey there, Seto Hexo. I'm alive. Why wouldn't I be? Oh, you mean live? I didn't read your whole message. Okay, so now I gotta do this layer first. No. Confirmed Tyron doesn't care about what other players think. I mentioned it before, but my feelings on the matter are I'm willing to wait and see what the game's final form or final destination is. So, like, until then, we are playing an incomplete game. And it is meant to be like a homesteading, unforgiving survival experience. I would call the smithing at this point pretty unforgiving. Oh, there is that. Gin and tonic, hey, glad you could make it tonight. You don't like the RNG, you're not sure quenching is worth it for you. You'd rather have a working tool than lose a steel or iron tool. Yeah, I would generally agree for most things. I do think it would be fun at some point to, like, purposely waste a lot of steel to make, like, a Falk that does, like, 25 damage a hit. I don't think that's actually possible. I think it kind of... You get the diminishing returns and it sort of caps out at, like, about 100% extra damage, I want to say. So it's not actually a thing we could do, but it would be funny. But for tools that you want to preserve durability, mathematically, you actually are coming out ahead by doing at least one quench with the fire clay. Speaking of which, cool. All right, so you and fire clay, and you covered in clay. All right, pop you in. A few more of these in. I'm gonna take a water break. Redux Volta, hey, welcome. Good to see you again. Soccer Witch hasn't really messed with non-crucible metals since the update. Kind of waiting for me to reach that in the guide so I can learn about it easily. Heat research. I mean, it hasn't changed fundamentally. It's more the annoying details, like needing a bellows. You need a bellows to work iron, unless you're using coal cokes, which is just a waste of your time. Just make a bellows. It's way easier, because with the coal cokes, they will burn at 800 degrees Celsius, but that doesn't give you much hang time on the temperatures to actually get stuff done. Okay, here goes nothing, guys. Where'd the barrel go? There it is. Come on. Read the Eula. I mean, hallelujah. We did not lose thinking tongs. Alright. Times quenched 1. Quench shatter chance is 10%. I'm going to leave it at that. That is fine by me. Goodbye, wooden tongs. Hello, steel tongs. Alright. Let's pop one more in. So we have 2 more to go. Just gonna get these ready to roll. And off we go. It does mean fewer pumps to the bellows. It does, but it also means wasting a lot of brown or black coal to make your cokes. And also, the cokes don't burn as long. So not only are you using more fuel to make the cokes, you then need to use more cokes to actually light your fire and keep it going. So, I'll do it again. Yeah, it was pretty good timing. We could have finished the last of these with just the tongs durability, I think. We would have had, I think, 1 left. Blacksmithing mechanic inspired by the slot machines. Actually, there is a shatter chance. It's actually, as I understand, it's more likely with iron, less so with steel. But it does depend on what you're making, how you made it, the type of steel or iron, and the quality of it. So, given that we are in effectively medieval Europe with fairly basic tools at our disposal, I think it's a pretty decent, likelihood that, in real life, we would be breaking our forged stuff by quenching. And some things in real life you would want to quench, and some things you wouldn't want to quench. Basically, anything that you want to be hard, you want to quench. Anything you don't want to be hard, you don't quench. So I think nails, you wouldn't normally quench a nail. Because you want them to be able to bend if you hit them with a hammer. Because when something's hard, hitting it is going to shatter. It'll be brittle. So, I wouldn't, I wouldn't bother quenching the nails in this game. Although I also generally, unless I had to, wouldn't make them out of iron or steel. I think there are some recipes. Oh, shoot. There are recipes that do require it. That's close. You saw nothing. Hey, Smiley Builds. Good to see you. You here for the heart-pounding smithing action? We're here to pump some iron. I bet you guys didn't know that I'm actually a secret gym bro. Snack time. Oh, fast snack. Didn't see a thing. Jenna knows what's up. Hey, polite one, welcome. Is all that voxel moving? Yes, it is. Yeah, another item that I think is difficult to smith, but isn't so bad once you understand how to kind of abuse the mechanics a little bit. Not abuse, but take advantage of, I should say, would be shields. When you're making the hoop, especially, oh, there's a voxel there. The hoop can be really tricky because you might be inclined to like try to sort of walk your voxels around the rim of the hoop that you've started. What you really want to do is pretend like reality doesn't exist for a second, and you actually do the same thing we're doing here, which is where you would split the voxels that you want to walk across the hoop, and then you just walk them across the hoop by themselves, because the game lets you do that. Wouldn't work so much in real life, but also isn't how you'd make a hoop in real life, so... Alright, so I'm going to split these guys here. Oh, shoot. Did I really just do that? That was close. That would have made me a not happy camper. Okay. Last one. Nice save, yeah, that was dicey. Plenty of fuel time too. Hey Genesis, welcome. Unresolved error. You saw what unresolved error? Never heard of quenching aluminum. I thought that just worked on metals with carbon. Oh, Pixel Pear talking about that. Okay. You work at a foundry. That's pretty cool, Pixel Pear. So I imagine you must know a lot of the actual metallurgy behind some of the very simplified processes that Vintage Story has. It works on all metals? I'm not sure that all metals can be quenched the same way. Some things like bronze. Bronze has to be work hardened, not quenched. Alright, last one, guys. Oh, what a marathon. Oh, your dad is the metallurgist master, Pixel Pear. You have a coworker who's getting into metallurgy? Okay. You just do some of the grunt work? You know, some metals get softer from punching. Yeah, I think most cupric metals do. So like copper and bronzes, I think usually get softer. I want to say. Oh, you're one of the electricians. Fix up hair. I gotcha. Probably misspelt the word scrap, and your comment was blocked for profanity. I didn't think I blocked that word. Well, not a heavy hit. You're kind of liking not doing heavy hits. This is such a easy to mess up process for this one specifically. I think the heavy hit is just not a good idea. Maybe in the future I will try a heavy hit when making one of these, but tonight I'm playing it safe. We've already burned through. We burned through one extra ingot by accident. Because the heavy hit spreads voxels around kind of willy-nilly. Oh shoot, I wanted to go right, not down. And as you saw me chase around that one voxel that got away from me when I split one by accident, I don't have to do that for a lot of the project. It's been very rifty out here this whole time. Oh, there's a moth that just landed on the keys that I'm using. Lovely. Yeah, be in control. Okay, there we go. All right, so 8 of these. We're all done here. We're going to put this guy down. I'm going to put the tongs here, too. We don't really need them. We did use too much coal, but that's whatever. Well, not too much. We used more coal than necessary. It's not a whole lot more, though. I am going to sleep here. Just to make it daytime. And, maybe... Hey, it's calm. That's what I wanted. And it's raining! Oh, guys, we made it! It's a real stream! It's official! Rain in the desert. Look at that. Oh, shoot. Bonsai! Got him. I do not require your arrow. Sorry, buddy. Alright, let's go get some food. Probably boost. You've had your own blacksmithing tragedy. You're making medieval club swords. You spent months getting one to mirror polish and then watched it shatter in the quench barrel. There you go. I mean, yeah. So, it happens. Oh, shoot. It also happens that I'm carrying a bear on a bucket I don't want. Back we go. That attack was like a scene from an action movie. It was quite daring. Probably unwisely so. But it was funny, so... Hashtag worth it. Oh, right, we were making strong tannin to put these guys in, weren't we? It's ready. In you go. And I forget why we need more leather. So there. There you have it. I know we're making it for a reason, and I don't know what that reason is anymore. But probably for shoes and clothes and stuff that we're going to be putting here on display at the temple. If I had to guess. It makes sense to me. You know, I don't need 4 fire clay. Bye. I know. Fire clay is precious. Not in this world. It is everywhere in this world. Fire clay is just as common as the other clays. Maybe because I used a bunch of that on bellows. We spent some leather making shoes and clothes, and we sold some clothes. Alright, so I'm going to put these... Do I have like a mechanical parts box? I think I do, don't I? Jonas parts. The pantograph with what? 9 durability left. I forgot about that. Let's see. Plant matter, animal goods, wood building materials. There's more fire clay right here. Whatever. I'm gonna put them in the tools bin for now. I think that's a pretty good safe spot for them. Must put it, not to worry about fire clay. Yeah. I'm already wishing I had some in the guide series so we could make some actual clear glass. Alright, so we have these last 2 meals from the previous batch. We'll start with the... Is this amaranth and orange? I'd eat that in real life. Why not? There we go. This is fresh for 2 days, 31 days. Okay. So let's get up there and let's take a look at what we're going to be doing. And maybe this might sound crazy, but maybe we'll bring some material with us to maybe prototype or something. I'll bring some tools along. Let's bring all the usual suspects. Not you. And then I guess we'll grab some sandstone and andesite, sure. I kind of want something different though for the water like channels. Like travertine would be great. Or you know, I wonder. We haven't found any reefs yet, and I think that's because all of the world that we've explored so far was generated in like, I mean, a lot of it was 119, some of it was 120, and then really small amounts would have been 121 and 122. So I don't think we've even been anywhere that would have a reef. And also, this world was made before oceans were even a thing? No, this was done before the default had oceans at like 5% or something. So I don't know that we even have any salt water anywhere in this world. And travertine is not a guaranteed find. So we'll have to think about what kind of design or what kind of texture we want on the water system here, but that's sort of be a later problem. Laters are. I guess we can kill the music and go up the stairs. Yep, bye music. Started up instantly. Alright. So where the heck is this water coming in here? Wasn't the water flowing the whole way down? Or did we like stop it temporarily? I'm guessing we stopped it temporarily. If I had to guess. Where do you find travertine in 1.22? I have no idea. I don't think it can be found as a surface rock. I think it's always like I think it's a metamorphic rock, so you never find it at the surface. Although, no, you can find slate at the surface too. Okay, yes, so we did indeed stop it here temporarily. And the plan here is we're going to like break these here, and the water will flow down here. And then we need to bring it in, or we need to, we'll bring it in, or we'll have the water wheels sticking out a little bit. I think it would look cooler if we bring the water in to go around the water wheel and then back out. That, I think, would be the coolest option to me. Let's also think about where we're going to be putting the actual helve setup. That's going to be important. It's going to kill the music again. Getting up and down here is a nightmare. Oh, music stayed. Alright, so Hellhammer setup is over on this side, which is the northwest. Okay, what is this thing? Sailboat. I don't need that. Travertine is near hot springs, if what I heard is true. Oh, really? Interesting. Hey, Brenzilla. And yes, Smiley, you got that right. We're doing the water wheel thoughts for tonight. Okay. Gosh. Doing this in survival is going to be a real bear. So the water needs to come down somewhere useful, which is part of the challenge. You know, I also wonder, what's behind here? Is it just tree? No, okay, that's okay. That's forbidden. Got it. Sorry guys, I have a frog in my throat that keeps ribbiting, or trying to. So if we wanted to have the Hellhammers like back inside here, we need to find a way to run that power train to them. Which could be a challenge. No, stop it. Okay, so we could cannibalize, I think, a little bit more room. Can we? No, we can't. But we could cannibalize like some of these guys here, and I think we talked about maybe like making these a slope. I think what I'd want to do is I want to have the water wheels both input to the same system, gear it up, and then send it to the hammers. I am kind of feeling like we're going to have to push this back. So this would be here. And the Hellhammer setup would be basically, what, here and here? Yes, this is anvil, space, base, or toggle and base. Okay. And that way we could have a really ugly setup. That's the reality. It's going to be kind of ugly, I think. I think we can get away with taking out these guys, though. Yes. Okay. So that would give us a bit more room to plop down a large gear. Well, not really. We need to get rid of this one, too. That's not going to work as well. This one's visible here. So maybe it doesn't change the large gear placement. Alright, new plan. Let's go and let's take apart some of the help hammers back at the Oasis. And bring them here. And we'll make a new large gear. Those are pretty cheap for us to make now at this juncture. And we'll sort of get the setup designed so that we can then sort of figure out where we can fit the water wheels in. I think starting from the water part probably wasn't the best idea. Hey, Atroxy. You have to chime in. One water wheel is enough to fully power 2 hammers geared up fast. That wasn't what I found in my testing. It did an okay job doing 1. But then again, I also don't know if it was just because the water wheel's speed was different from the windmills. They do definitely have different turning speed. I can tell you that much. Right. Health hammers are this way. That's right, wind. I don't even need you. Don't need you at all. In fact, never again. Actually, you know what's funny is that at this point, we might actually not need to come here again to smith in the first place. At least not with the health hammers. Axe. Yeah, we'll take this bit with us. Okay. Inventory pretty full. Let's go lay these out. And then we'll make... Yeah, we'll make a large gear. I don't want to tear this down, like, down to the nails yet. You ever water wheel gone in 5 spots? I did too. I did see the... I forget who it was. I'm sorry to whoever it is if they're watching. I watched a really good video of water wheel mechanics from... I want to say someone in Germany has a channel doing that. Anyway, they had a really good overview on the water mechanics and how having them be surrounded by water in a certain way makes them faster, or gives them more power, and showed how to get the 5 blocks maximum. I was experimenting, I was experimenting, if I can speak English right, good grief, with trying to find a way to get it to like do an overshot, but the water wheel itself does let water through, so it didn't work out so well. I should have got the anvil too, darn it. Well, whatever. Alright. Jumble. I'll leave that one there. Oh, these don't stack either. I thought they did. Wow. TIL. That's correct. I know that in recent versions, the direction of spin has become a lot more important. Actually, it's not how that would want to be. It would want to technically be, I believe, this way. Yes, so it would spin counterclockwise from this perspective. And that way it would... Actually, no, I don't know. No, it placed itself the same way. Interesting. Okay, whatever. Not my problem. Hopefully it's not my problem. Let's see. Why are you at different heights? I don't like that. Alright, so now we have... I have to go and get stuff to make a large gear. You're excited to root some aqueducts? Threads of Her, yes, thank you. That was the one. Another bite to eat. Our very non-filling meal. Fresh for one day. Figures. Alright, so we need some resin. I think we have a little bit of resin. We're going to need some boards. Probably a lot more than this. So we'll get our saw, which is on us already. And acacia logs. And what else do we need? Nope, wrong one. No, wrong one too. Here we go. Resin, sticks, those things. Oh, okay. Cool. Shoot, sticks on the right. Oh, we need more sticks too. Any sticks here? Nope. Uh-oh. Where's my stick bin? Is it back at the other base? Nope, it's right here. Alright. Got sticks. Large. Gear. Section. Hammer, chisel, saw. Okay. Hammer. Chisel. Saw. We're going to make 4 of these. Just to make sure I don't make too many. We'll do that. And then sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. That delay is really weird. And then we are going to need a second large gear anyway, but we'll just scavenge it from the other place. So then this goes into the large gear itself, which is axle, a bunch of boards, and these guys. Okay. Axle. So 6 of these in each, which would be plenty. There we go. Alright. Let's pop you back in here. And back up we go. Shad Hampton, welcome. This is where Desert Life migrated to? Yes. I mean, we already were doing Wednesday streams previously, but they were chores only. And it is now the official streams are now Wednesdays. I spend most of my Sundays making guide series episodes now. This can't be placed. Yeah, I need to... Alright, so... that means that the gear itself is going to be somewhere up here. I'm going to just sort of say it like there for now. This is not its final place, but... just to get a feel for where the power needs to come in. Oh, you know what we can do also? Since we can put axles through walls now, or rather put walls around axles, something we could do is we can put the wheel a little farther out so it's more prominent and visible. And I'm realizing now something I didn't think of before, which is that we only need one large gear. Because what we're going to do here is we're doing the water wheels north and south, which means we're going to have one here and one here. So we need to actually have an axle transfer power over and then into the top of this large gear directly, which can then directly, be geared up to power these guys. Now we will still want a clutch, just so it doesn't annoy us whenever we're here. But yeah, I think we can do that. So that might mean we can lower this gear. I don't want to be bonking our heads on it, but yeah, that should be interesting. We could maybe even put the transmission and the clutch on the wall here. Run power down somewhere. Probably just on one side of this, and then run it. Maybe even put the clutch going from the water wheels to this guy, so we can run them both at once, and then just have axles come down here, kind of go boop, 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 and here to give us a bit more room to work right here. The gear could be on the ground, but it would make working here kind of a real pain, so the gear won't be on the ground. I want it out of the way. So, yeah, that means we need to find where the water wheels are going to go. And I'm feeling like... Of course, this isn't finished yet. Shoot. This is the wrong side anyways. Let's just go get another very safe scaffold over here. Don't worry, the dust helps with visibility. It helps me see. Yeah, I got dust vision. Yeah, that's right. I feel like these should go right here. Right where that arm meets. It doesn't make much sense that would be where we join it. Like structurally. Or maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not an architect. Because that way we'll have enough of the wheels sticking out here that you'll be able to see it from the sides too. And that's important to me. It's not important for the function, but it's important to me. That's what counts. So, yeah, we could even go farther up, like... no, not there. We'll do it right here, yeah. Boop. Boop. It is 2 minutes until farewell time, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and actually make one of these hubs, the full thing, and we're going to place it there so that in a week I don't forget where we wanted to put the darn thing. Because I will. I will do that. It will evaporate into the ether of neurons. I think it was some just like this, right? Nope. Okay. What's the deal? Hammer. Okay. 2197. Used 10. I guess not too bad. Some recipes use like 80 durability. Time for Mad Lord Hubris to hit the hay. Well, glad you could make it, Mad Lord Hubris, and thank you for being a channel member, as always. And San Mosca made it. Hey there. But then it's in your dinner hour, so you're often late or you miss it. I'm sorry. Okay, so where was I? I was here. So we're doing north-south. Up, and I misspoke. The lake is north of us, not south of us. Okay, so right there. Yeah. Which means you need to take out these guys here. I'm going to go ahead and tap them with the chisel, though. Oh. Go. And then, I guess, ladder up to get them. No, I can't get up. There we go. Okay, so that is settled. We'll probably want to bring this down a few blocks anyway. And yeah, I think we know what we're doing. Well, this is exciting, guys. I won't say I had a blast doing the smithing, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I feel like if we really wanted to do all 16, we certainly could. I just think it's not really worth it at this point. I'd rather just do wind on the other sides, and that way we can save ourselves some 45 plus minutes of smithing. But I'm very excited to get the blacksmithing system here set up, and I guess use it. I mean, we don't really have much use for blacksmithing a whole lot in the future, I don't think. But just moving that here, having everything that we need to actually be here will be great. And that'll eventually include probably a few clay ovens, although I usually prefer just to use the cooking pot and bowls and such. But folks, that's going to do it for this stream. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. I had a great time. I hope you all enjoyed. And we will pick this up next time, pretty much right where we left off, and we'll get these water wheels in place. Although I hear they're expensive. Anyway, as always, my name has been Kurazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And I still can't switch over to the goodbye screen. There we go. Good night, folks.